Players Cup's coming up, so let's check out one of the cooler decks on PTCGO, Counterbox. Welcome back everyone to more from the Sable Eyes. I'm Mitch, and today we're going to take a look at Counterbox, which could be one of the more interesting decks floating around on PTCGO right now. It has so many options. With the Aurora energy in the list, you're capable of doing a ton of different things, and it's all enabled, of course, by this card right here, Rhyperior V. Finally got an opportunity to play with some of these cool V cards that have been a little underrepresented in the last few months. Before we get into the list, thank you very much for coming along. I really appreciate you joining me here. If you do like the videos, then please consider subscribing. We've got new content every day. And if you like the video, that would be greatly appreciated. It seems like such a trivial gesture, but it really means a lot. Let's jump across onto PTCGO now and let's explain this thing. Let's figure it out. So this deck is a real difficult one to explain, not because there's a lot to talk about, but because there's just multiple different directions the deck can go depending on who you're playing against. But let's start off with Rhyperior V. This card is probably the focal point of the deck, but here's the thing. Counterbox doesn't really have a focal point. It depends what you're playing against. Rhyperior, obviously, as a fighting type, incredibly strong against the Eternatus VMAX, which, as you all know, is a big part of the meta right now. But we also have Drill Run, which for a fighting and double colorless energy deals 80 damage and discards an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. This can be pretty good against a lot of decks at the moment. If you're manually attaching energy, the last thing you want is for it to get discarded. I know ADP can sometimes find it quite awkward. Eternatus doesn't like it. It gets 160 damage as well, which is a big deal. Dragapult, if you see that, doesn't like it. It's not going to be that great against Welder decks or against Pikarom, but some of the things that don't work against those decks will work with other cards. You'll figure it out. It's not too hard. Talking about Pikarom, I mean, Heavy Rock Artillery for 210 damage. That'll knock out a Pikarom almost without weakness and take a knockout on pretty much any Pokemon in that deck. And it also takes a one-shot on Eternatus VMAX, which is very, very good. We can't use Heavy Rock Artillery next turn, but normally it doesn't matter. Now, we've got Fighting Energy and Double Colorless in our attack cost. We are running Aurora Energy in this deck to get the whole thing to work, and obviously Fire Energy with the Welder to try and get that double colorless attack cost off. All of the Pokemon in this deck are going to have one specified and then multiple colorless attack costs. So keep that in mind. The only ones that don't are the Fire Pokemon. We've got Heatran and Reshiram as Fire Pokemon, plus also 3 copies of Volcanion for Flare Starter. But we'll talk about those in a second. Let's talk about the counter Pokemon. One of the others we have is Milotic V. This card is very, very powerful in the current standard format because Center Scorch and Reshiram are both very popular, and Aqua Impact can take a one-shot knockout on those pretty easily. It deals 10 damage plus 50 for every energy in your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. Reshiram and Center Scorch, I think both have 3, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So you will be able to get a one-shot for a colored and then 2 colorless energy. Hypno Splash, unlike Rhyperior V, not going to be very useful. You might use it in a pinch to try and put your opponent's Pokemon to sleep, but normally it's not going to be that big of a deal. We also have Indeedee V. This is another good card up against Center Scorch. We've got Psychic, which does 10 damage, plus 60 for every energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. When Center Scorch gets really big, this can go off. You can get a massive hit on it, so Psychic a good option. Plus, you can use this to hit into things like Mewtwo as well. Mewtwo with 3 energy, even with 2 energy, no, 2? No, 2 won't work because that's 130. With 3 energy, we'll be able to be one-shot. We don't have any modifying damage counters, so this one's for Mewtwo as well. And finally, when it comes to V Pokemon with specified attacks, Paralyzing Bolt and Super Zap Cannon from Vikavolt V are also options. Paralyzing Bolt obviously going to stop Pokemon stop players from using their items, which is very, very good. Pokemon like Decidueye won't be able to evolve because they can't access Rare Candy. There's a ton of those kind of cards which are really, really good. That will be locked out by Paralyzing Bolt. And sometimes even if you just use this for a turn to get yourself set up, it can be all that you need. So Vikavolt V, a really cool inclusion as well. Now, We also have Dubwool V as a V Pokemon. It doesn't have a specified attack cost. Revenge Blast is triple colorless, so you can attach 3 fire energies to this one. Deals 120, which is a pretty nice generic number, but then also deals 30 more for each prize that your opponent has taken. So when you think about it, we can deal probably around 180 damage consistently with Dubwool. That's a knockout on a Crobat or a Dedenne, even if you haven't managed to get a huge number of prize cards taken against you. You can still put some damage out. And the best thing is, when this thing is attacking after your opponent's taken 5 prize cards, suddenly the game looks very, very different. You're dealing something like 270 damage, which is incredibly powerful for a 2 prize attacker. It also has the ability Soft Wall, which means it takes 30 less damage from attacks. So effectively, it has 240 HP if your opponent wants to one-shot it. That means that before an ADP, Zacian cannot knock this thing out. So very, very important math there. Now, I didn't mention Crobat V. We can technically use Venomous Fang. We don't have to. We can technically use it. Can be a little bit useful up against things like Luca Metal to poison, but if we're doing that, we're probably in a bit of strife regardless. We should probably be using our fire Pokemon to take those knockouts. Dark Asset is the reason this card's in the deck. We have 3 copies of the Dedenne and also 2 copies of Eldegoss. This is really, really powerful. 2 copies of this card means that we have access to our welders and to our boss's orders very, very frequently. And unlike a lot of welder decks, this deck doesn't need to have multiple Pokemon down every turn. We really just want to have the one attacking Pokemon that we're going to use for this game in play, maybe a backup if you need it, and then let something like Reshiram or even Heatran-GX take the last couple of prizes. So we don't care as much about filling our bench up with Eldegoss. Happy Match, a very powerful ability, and this is the first time I feel like we've really been able to use it to its full effect. The rest of the deck, we've talked about pretty much everything. There's a couple of things to talk through, but it's pretty generic from here on out. We've got Quick Ball and Pokecom for our Pokemon search. We have 17 different Pokemon, so we might be able to get some value out of Pokecom. We also have Pokegear, which will help us find our welders, and Giant Hearth, which will find our energy for us. 4 copies of Switch, because obviously we do need to move in and out. It will activate Burning Road for Heatran, which is really, really good. And we have 2 copies of Air Balloon as well. So we've got a free switch out potentially. And we can switch in and out of Pokemon so that we can maybe use Heavy Rock Artillery twice or something like that. So we're not too crazy about switching, but we just don't want to get locked out of the active. We also need to get our Volcanion into play early so we can use Flare Starter as well. That's it. That's the list. We got 1 Marnie. Forgot to mention that. It's a pretty solid one. Like, I've really enjoyed playing this deck. I think it has a lot of potential. Whether or not it's a top tier deck, I'm not certain. But it does have all the tools required to beat pretty much anything. And the best thing about it, since you're playing Aurora Energy, if there's a colored tech that you want to include, maybe you want to include something that's grass type. I don't know. I've got no idea what you want. I don't know what you want, guys. Just do what you need, right? But if you can find something that you want to put in, as long as it has 1 specified energy attachment, then you can put it into this deck, because Welder and Aurora Energy will do the job for you. Let's go onto the ladder now. We'll see if we can get some games with this thing. I've been talking for quite a lot. It's very hot in this room. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's play some games with Counterbox and see if we can't get a couple of wins. Here we go. We are calling the coin flip. We have won it, which is fantastic. And we will choose to go second. We're playing a Welder deck. We want to get that Welder off early. That would be fantastic. We've got ourselves Melodic, which we can put into the active. Not ideal, but definitely workable. And an Air Balloon as well. Our opponent's username is... Oh my god, they've got Melodic V as well. Are we playing a Counterbox mirror straight out of the gate? That would be something else. Our opponent's username is Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan. What a great name. Also, I had an idea. If you're a fan of the channel, if you're like, this is Counterbox, by the way, we're playing Counterbox Mirror. If you're a fan of the channel, then if I play you, let me know. Let me know. I would like to see you. Pokecom, we'll grab Volcanion. I think we attach and then put the Air Balloon down and then switch, and we'll try and power one of our benched Pokemon up. We're gonna Dedenne as well. If I see you, say hello and then send a love heart so that I know that I'm playing against a fan of the channel. That would be fantastic. We have ourselves a very awkward hand here. Let's go for Pokegear. I'll grab this Marnie. We could play the Marnie. I like playing this Heatran down. I also like having the Dedenne in my hand, so I'm not sure that we do go for it here. I like the fact that we've got Milotic, because it means that we can potentially take a knockout on their Fire-type Pokemon, and If they do commit to this Melodic this turn, then we will be able to knock it out if we find a welder using Heatran-GX's Hot Burn GX attack, which would be fantastic. So yeah, like, say hello, then send a love heart, and I will know that I'm playing against a fan of the channel. And it will mean that your video is more likely to get in, because I cut like 50% of the games that I play. So you imagine me sitting here talking about all this kind of stuff, right? I cut 50% of the games that I play. So if you want to be in a video, hello, love heart. That way I know. That way I give you a better chance of appearing, which is obviously very, very desirable. Why wouldn't you want to be in a video? I'm in a video every week, and I love it, he said, sadly. Okay, this Melodic has been welded to. They're not going to target down the Heatran, but I am concerned about that Indeedee on the bench. This Indeedee could potentially take a knockout on our Heatran-GX. We are going to try and get this knockout on our opponent's Melodic here. That would be fantastic if we could do it. We will see whether 'tis possible. I think we air balloon onto this Dedenne. We definitely don't Marnie because now we need an extra energy. We just Dedenne. I probably should have just attached, to be honest. There's no reason not to do that. But if we find Aurora, oh my goodness, this is an interesting one. Okay, we're gonna half. We're gonna get rid of the Dedenne. We're gonna grab the oh wow, I didn't know there was only 2 fire energies left in the deck. That's interesting to say the very least. Let's welder to the bench. We've got Eldegoss out of the wazoo here. We can quick ball, grab ourselves a, I don't know, Dubwool maybe? Reshiram could be an option. I think Dubwool seems like the smartest one because they're going to try and get a knockout on us with Indeedee V. I will attach, get rid of an Aurora, and then retreat. We need to find a fire energy off of the prizes here because if we don't, we're in trouble. Hot Burn GX, take the knockout on the Melodic, and now we've got ourselves a return knockout. If we find a fire energy from the prizes, we do. Okay. We now have an attack on this Indeedee. If they take the knockout, they've taken 3 prizes. We will be doing, what, 3 times, it's like 120, 90, 210 damage. Oh my god, that was a lot of work to get there. If they do choose to take the knockout, we will be in a really good spot. But we have to be careful because we also put ourselves in range of their Dubwool GX, which I don't like. And we also don't have access to Gust, so that will be very awkward. The good thing for us here, though, is that we are likely to put ourselves in a really powerful position as long as they... Well, even if they don't get the knockout, then that's... This Crushing Hammer is really bad. I haven't mentioned this. Oh my goodness, we could have been in real strife there. That would have practically ended the game. I don't think our opponent quite realizes how close they were to winning that one. And they're going to Eldegoss as well. Then, oh, they were just benching the Eldegoss. They didn't even use the ability. It's brave. It's brave to say the very least. Okay, so where are we at? They've used Crushing Hammer a couple of times. They're going to switch? What are they doing here? They didn't get the energy. Oh my goodness. Okay. We could just hit into this Crobat. I'd like a Gust though. If we can find a Gust, that'd be good. I don't want to use this Eldegoss for boss. Oh, I can't. Okay, well, we're going to need to use it for water anyway. I was about to say, I don't want to use it for boss because that would be unfortunate. We have a boss in our hand now though, so that's good. We could Aurora Energy to the Dubwool and then discard the Vikavolt. That's probably the best play here. Or we could just Steaming Stomp. We don't need to attach. They've used a lot of their Crushing Hammers already. I'm just worried if they do Crushing Hammer away an energy from that Dubwool, we are in trouble. But I think that they were kind of expecting something else to happen there. We don't need... Like, we're not too worried. The momentum hasn't been lost. They can't extend their hand. They've filled up the bench with Pokemon that they don't need or can't use. We know that they don't have the coloured energy, and they need to find a switch to get this Crobat out of the active. If they knock us out with Indeedee, then we are able to get a one-shot on them with Dubwool. That's fine. If they don't, then we've got ourselves 2 prizes, and we lock the game up, so that's also fine. This is a very weird one. I haven't used any of the cards that I kind of spoke about at the start, but we're using the deck, right? We use the attackers that we're given. Indeedee is strong, Milotic is strong, Heatran, Dubwool, all strong. We can see on our opponent's side of the field, Rhyperior, also very strong. So, lots of good attackers. Here comes a welder. We see that going on to the... Oh, wow, it's going on to the active. Put that there to try and get out so they can retreat. They're going to hope that they found the Aurora. Then they're going to heal. So what's the plan here? Opponent, what are you planning on doing? Just an attachment. Okay, alright. Well, we've won this one now. We have pretty much won this one. Because now we can gust up this Crobat if we want to. Even if they don't get rid of it, then we can do it. They're going to put the Indeedee in the active. Okay, we gust the Crobat and we don't lose. I think that's as simple as that. Let's just attach this energy before something terrible happens. Let's gust the Crobat. We take the knockout with Steaming Stomp after we get rid of one of our Pokemon. We don't need those. Steaming Stomp. Now we can't lose. I don't think we can lose now. There's a fire energy. I wouldn't be surprised if this is fire as well. Yeah, we had a lot prized. I don't think we can lose. We need to find boss to guarantee the game now. But if they knock out our active, we win. Because every single Pokemon that they have on the field is going to be knocked out by Dubwool, apart from this Rhyperior. Because we're only doing 110? 210, sorry? Okay. My maths was wrong. We need to find boss. So let's just find it. We'll just find the boss, shall we? This Crushing Hammer is going to be bad. Please flip tails. Okay, cool. That's fine by me. That's a fine. Right. We can't knock out with the Melodic. We're not going to be able to get that knockout. Oh, they're just going to concede. Fair enough. Alright, well, we don't need to find the boss. Now it's gone. Just putting it out there, I've won like a ton of games that haven't been good enough to be in the recording yet. So if you're seeing this one, I'm on a 3-win streak with this deck. It is killing it. It's doing incredibly well. We've got ourselves a Vikavolt start here. We've got pretty much everything that we need, though. Going second, we've got Welder, Giant Half. I'm feeling happy. This looks pretty good. As long as we get a decent matchup, this looks like it might be a Eternatus deck. Hooper with the Saltgate, Dark, Sableye. Yeah, I reckon we're playing up against Eternatus here. And that Sableye's free prizes, guys. We can take that knockout pretty easily. Be the first attack on Rhyperior. That's going to take a knockout on the Sableye, bar 10 damage. So we are very, very capable of taking that prize super easily. It's just a matter of what we find here. I think we're just going to quick ball away the Pokecom, grab ourselves Rhyperior, play down the half. And then, actually, we want to get rid of something. We might just need to discard the top deck, weld it to the Rhyperior, and then get going. I think that's probably fine. Is that a weakness guard energy on that Sableye? Seems like a good attachment for us, though, because I believe we're playing against Eternatus, and if Eternatus doesn't go fast, then we crush them. So, not worried about that at all. I don't know, I'm considering this deck for Players' Cup. I'm not really, but I am. You know what I mean? It's like one of those decks that they're just going to give me the Sableye. They're going to give me it. Is that what's happening here? Crobatting. Going to be able to discard this energy this turn. I am considering playing this deck, but I feel like there's a lot of water to go under the bridge. That switch is good. Let's play down the Giant Hearth. Pokecom away the Dedenne. Grab ourselves. Let's grab Reshiram, because we can Double Blaze and knock out this Sableye. That's easily done. I think I need to save the Quick Ball. We might need to get rid of the energy in hand and hope that we draw. That seems like the best way to go. We've got 2 energy here. We can Welder. Put 2 energy on the Reshiram. As long as we find an energy at some point, that would be great. We've got the Rhyperior here. I'm going to chuck that down. Then we can Quick Ball. Away the switch, we'll find ourselves a Dedenne. And then unfortunately, I can't play this Aurora down because I need to switch into this Reshiram now. So that Aurora energy gone forever. We just need 1 energy. There's a fire. I can live with that. There's the Double Blaze. We take 2 prizes, remove their energy. That's really, really good. And we've got the Rhyperior down for if they do manage to find an Eternatus. Also, triple Pokecom and Eldegoss is pretty solid. If we find another Pokemon, we've got ourselves hands for days. We can attach to the active, welder to the Rhyperior, and then put ourselves in a very strong position to win this one. We haven't seen Eternatus yet, though, so we might not even be playing against it. This might just be like a Sableye deck. I doubt it, though. We're about to find out. Does he have Eternatus? None in the hand. There's one. Okay. So. Oh, Black Market. That's annoying. Oh, and Reset Stamp. That's even more annoying. Okay, so there goes our good hand. I should really stop bigging up positive hands. It's fine, we got a Welder. Top Deck Energy, that's busted. And then they're going to draw some more with Crobat. Draw 5 more cards. So good. Crobat's such a good card. Alright, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Air Balloon to Dedenne. Sorry, I better stop singing because I'm going to get, like, striked. How's that? I'm thinking how good my singing is. I'm gonna get DMCA strike from singing. Giant Hearth. I don't know what I'm doing anymore, man. I don't know what I'm doing. Just don't listen to me. We've got everything we need. We've got Welder Triple Energy. We can Welder to the benched Rhyperior V. Get a couple of Fire Energies on there. We can attach to the active. Yeah, the active. We're going to Flare Strike this Hooper, poor thing. And hopefully, next... Oh, that Aurora Energy is bellissimo. That's actually sick, because now we can win next turn. Because if we find Welder, we win. If they play down a VMAX. They haven't played the VMAX down yet. I don't know. I'm quietly confident. This feels like a game we're going to win. Stupid video. Alright. They're retreating, switching. They're obviously trying to thin for a Crobat here. Here's a Quick Ball as well. They're going to go and grab that Crobat from the discard pile. Not from the deck. Oh, it's so hot in this room. I can't turn the fan on. Because if I turn the fan on, it sounds like this. Now, you might not be able to hear that, I don't know, but I can, and it's terrifying, upsetting, I hate it. I'm going to leave it on just for a bit to move the air around, but only whilst I'm talking about it, so that you understand that I understand that that noise is there. If I see 100 comments saying, what is that noise, I'm going to be very impressed that you've coordinated. Alright, we find Welder, we win. So I'm just going to, turn that off, so that I can clip this. Well, not clip it, but... You know, you never know. My reaction might be good. I'm fairly confident we're going to get there, so I'll try and put everything into it. Oh, Eldegoss. Cool, so we win. That was thoroughly underwhelming. Let's just play the thing down, and then grab the Welder, and then we welder the thingamajig, and then we attach the Aurora to the thingamajig, and we're fine. Aurora. Wow, triple Poker Gear. That's the impressive thing. We'll get rid of that. Retreat into the Rhyperior, and then Heavy Rock Artillery will take the knockout. 3 prizes to us. Another win for Counterbox. It's a good deck. It's a good deck. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm enjoying it. We'll play one more. See how it goes. Alrighty, Fire Deck Box from them. We've lost the coin flip, which is disappointing. Hopefully they choose to go first. They do. Fire Deck Box, Psychic Sleeves. What are we playing against? And why am I here? We've got Rhyperior in the active. If this is a Psychic deck, we could be in trouble. It's Dragapult. Okay. Okay. Oh, so we've got Poker Gear and we've got Aurora Energy. So what I can do here is... oh, wow. They've attached 1 energy in past. I don't even think that we use the Volcanion strats. I think we just go for a Welder here. Let's Poker Gear. Try and hit it. Ooh. Okay. Let's Crobat. Try and hit it. Ooh, okay. That is a good time had by all. We will Welder these 2 energies to the active. And, wow, we've got Welders coming out of the wazoo here. We've got literally every card in our hand apart from Switch finds us a Welder. We're going to Pokécom. I'm going to get rid of an Eldegoss. I feel like I might grab Dedenne. I don't know if I play it or not. Yeah, let's play it. It's disappointing. There's an Eldegoss in deck, though, so it's going to be fine. Because I just need to... Okay, there's a Welder. I just need to find more cards so that we can draw. I'll take 50 damage there, that's fine. The resistance is annoying, but I can accept that we get rid of the horror, so we don't take the energy, we don't take the damage. So this is really good. Crushing Hammer is really bad. As a card. Oh, it's happening again. Wait a minute. So I respect Crushing Hammer, but it's a terrible card, and I don't know why anyone would play it in their deck. The only reason I play it is because I'm a person who puts videos on YouTube, and I have to for science. Please don't play any... Oh, he plays Turbo Patch as well. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a PSA announcement. Please do not, under any circumstances, play coin flip cards in your deck unless you're memeing. Only play them if you're memeing. Don't play them any other time. You don't need them. You can do better than 50% of the time. You're better than that. We just got into another welder here. It's Pokecom into Eldegoss, into welder. We just have nothing to accelerate to. So we can draw cards, but we can't accelerate. So, top deck a Pokemon. Best case scenario, just top deck a welder. That would be great. Here comes the Shred. They're going to do 60 damage. That's fine by me. We can just attach to the active. Let's Pokecom. I'll get rid of this Rhyperior. We can grab Dedenne. I don't care about the welder just yet. We will draw into it. It's fine. We need an attacker, though. Let's see if we can find one. There's the welder. I told you we'd draw into it. And, ooh, Dubwool. I don't mind that. I also don't mind Quick Ball. Ooh, let's get rid of Dubwool. After talking about how good he is, let's get rid of him and grab my boy, Reshiram. Oh, actually, no, Heatran seems better. Heatran seems way better. Okay, so here's the thing, right? We've got we have Fire Energy. We can do a whole bunch with this. Switches are pretty good. Let's Drill Run. We do 50 more damage. They're on 100. That means that they've got 320 minus 100. That's 220 damage. That means that next turn, if they stay in the active, we can switch into the Heatran and take the knockout with the GX attack. See? Coin flip cards are bad. That's 3 tails in a row. They won the coin flip to start the game. They didn't even bother playing the Turbo Patch because it's so bad. Then they go for Eldegoss for research. I mean, that's fair enough. They want to draw some more cards. I can't begrudge them that. But yeah, the coin flip cards are bad. Like, I know I play them all the time, but if you want to play competitively... There's another one! Tails again. It's going to be Tails. It's going to be Tails. It's Tails, what? Stop playing coin flip cards. You don't have to do it. Let's boss. Remove the energy? Is that greedy? That's so greedy. I like it though. I like it a lot. Drill Run. Get rid of the energy. They've flipped Tails on every coin flip so far and they can't manually attach. Because every time they attach, we Drill Run and get rid of it. Energy on the bench. We have Eldegoss. We can just grab Boss again. I don't care. I'll do it. I'll grab Boss again and Drill Run. Don't think that I won't. Oh, they're going to boss us. Okay, sure. Sure thing. They're going to boss the Heatran. Alright. That's fine. We're going to switch. We are going to... we can just take the knockout with Heavy Rock Artillery. They can't knock us out here, even if they do use the GX, the VMAX Pokemon, because they can only do 150 damage. Did you hear that, guys? That's my cat. My cat's in the room. She hasn't come up just yet. Hello, Buckets. How are you? Anyway, we'll move past that. They cannot take a knockout on us unless they have 3 more Zigzagoons, which I don't think they're going to be able to have. So, we are in a strong, strong position. They're going to switch. We know we have the one shot on the VMAX next turn. We've got Giant Hearth and Aurora Energy and access to a welder if we need one. So we're going to be in a really strong spot to get the knockout on this Dragapult VMAX. They still don't have a backup attacker. Here's the Max Phantom. They're going to do 130 damage. Puts us on 200, which is frightening. I will admit that. It is a frightening number. But we are so in front. It's not even possible. Let's get rid of this. Grab ourselves some energy. We don't even need to welder here. We can just switch. Let's do that. Switch into the Heatran-GX. We'll leave the Aurora on the Rhyperior. And then Hotburn GX will do the job. That's 250 damage. We remove their attacker from the field, and we are 1 prize away from winning the game. We've got a Pokemon in hand. We can just use Pokecom and the Pokemon to find Eldegoss for boss, win the game that way. So, very, very powerful, this deck. I genuinely think this is a good deck. Like, I've had a lot of fun. Since Joe beat me playing it, I've really enjoyed it. So, I would encourage you to check it out if you haven't already. There's a scoop up that's going to get rid of a Jirachi. They're probably going to scoop the Zigzagoon up, switch into the Jirachi. They're just playing there. This is the death throes of a deck that's about to go down 6-0. We are in such a good position. So good. So good. Yeah, I think this deck's really good. Is it on the list for Players' Cup, though? It's interesting that you should ask that, Mitch, I said to myself, because tomorrow, I'm going to do the top 5 cards, the top 5 decks for Players' Cup, including the deck that I'm considering playing, including a deck profile the day after on the deck that I'm considering playing. So we've got tons of content coming up for you. Please stick around. Hey, listen, that's a good win. So as I mentioned, there's a ton of stuff coming up. This deck will probably be an honourable mention or on the list of the top 5 decks for Players' Cup. That's coming up for us in Oceania this weekend. I haven't bothered to check everywhere else. I presume it's the same. Hopefully everything works out for you over the next week. I know it's a big week around the world. There's a lot of stuff going on. Play this deck, play Eternatus, play something else. I don't know, whatever it is that you want to play. I will see you tomorrow for the top 5 best decks for Players' Cup. Like, subscribe, comment whatever I asked you to comment down below, whatever dumb thing I said this time. Give me 1,000,000 likes. Let's get to 106. That's the number I'm looking for. If you're at the end of the video, you're the best one. It's you. You're the best one. I really appreciate you coming past, and I will see you all next time for more from the Sableyes. Bye.